So throughout the years when I've been talking about YouTube's problems, I typically focus on YouTube themselves, like the issues of the company, the bad decisions that they make. But today is going to be a pretty controversial video because I'm going to be starting to talk about some YouTubers that do something that I have seen happen throughout the entire history of YouTube, which nobody really seems to point out. And I know this video is starting off very confusing, but it'll make sense at the end. Basically, I'm talking about YouTubers who completely disappear without letting anyone know at all. So I'm going to be using a YouTuber named Hamlinz as an example for most of this video because he just came back a few days ago. But this isn't really like any big shots or anything personal against him. In fact, I'm a big fan of Hamlinz, but I'm just going to be using him as an example because, like I said, he returned a few days ago. So what am I talking about? So basically what I'm saying is, imagine you watch a YouTuber. They make videos, you watch that YouTuber, you subscribe to the YouTuber. Maybe you leave likes on the videos, maybe you comment on the videos, maybe you even donate to them through YouTube or through Twitch. This guy is primarily a Twitch streamer, or I should say was. And you support them, right? And you watch their videos every day, and then all of a sudden, no trace, nothing. They just completely disappear. They stop uploading videos. They stop tweeting, they stop everything, right? And so obviously you start to wonder what happened to them. Are they okay? Will they ever come back? Those are the main questions that their fans have. Now in Hamlinz's case, he actually disappeared for the first time. I believe it was like 3 years ago. I believe, if I remember correctly, this was like his first return that he made. And what had essentially happened was his grandpa passed away and he was depressed because of it. Now in that situation, I totally understand how he disappears out of nowhere. That's extremely sad, and I'm sure it took him a lot of time to get over it. So he disappeared for a few months. I mean, I don't remember exactly how long it was, but he came back eventually and he explained the situation. No shame in that. But the problem is, since your return, you continuously keep disappearing, going away, not tweeting a single thing, not letting anybody know what's going on. Because that just shows, and this is where the controversial part of the video is going to start, that you don't care about your audience. I know that's harsh, but I'll explain why. If you have thousands of people who are donating money to you, subscribing to you, liking your videos, commenting, and you can't even make one tweet where you say, hey guys, I'm really not feeling like myself recently. I might be taking a break for a few months. Sorry, I'll see you guys soon. If you can't even make one tweet like that and you constantly disappear, it just shows that you don't care. It's not difficult to make one little message so everybody knows that you're not dead, because that's what people start thinking when you disappear for more than a few months or even like a year. No warning, nothing. And I already know what this is going to start sounding like. This is going to start sounding like, oh, they're just an obsessive fan or whatever. But really, I mean, that's not even the case. I don't even watch Hamlinz anymore. Mostly because he doesn't even upload anymore. But you get my point. It's more so the idea that your fans are concerned about your safety. They're concerned on whether you're alive or not, and if you keep just leaving like that, disappearing without a trace, it is just very rude and disrespectful. If you're wondering what channel I'm on right now, it's another channel named called GradeAUnderA. This is another YouTuber who is notorious for just randomly disappearing, really no explanation or anything. He might have explained it once or twice in his first few disappearances, but this YouTuber has been disappearing like 4 or 5 times. Randomly disappears without a trace, no tweet, nothing. And again, it's just a situation where you clearly don't care about your audience, because if you did, you could make one tweet saying, you don't even have to explain what's going on, because I know some people say fans are too obsessive and they try to get into your personal life. Dude, I totally agree with that. I'm not trying to be one of those fans. I don't even show my own face for that same reason, because if I'm ever blessed enough to become a big YouTuber, I don't want people knowing about my personal life or following me around or anything like that, so I totally get it. But you don't have to say, oh, I'm depressed or this person died. That's fine. You can keep that to yourself. But just make a tweet and say, look, my head's not in it right now. I don't know when I'll be back. Thank you guys for the support. Something like that. It's not difficult at all. But these guys don't care enough to let their audience know. This same YouTuber Hamlinz was involved in a huge controversy with one of his friends named Daequan Loco, who was another big YouTuber and Twitch streamer who also just keeps disappearing over and over again. They do the same thing. Like the first time, I believe some people had passed away, and obviously totally understandable. That's extremely sad. Hopefully, he's able to deal with that grief. But just like his friend Hamlinz, it just kept happening over and over and over again until both of these guys made their huge grand return. where they were actually making content together in a content house. They had a huge hype behind this. This happened in 2021. And the whole, like, the thumbnail is "We're back," and they were so hyped about it, and they really hyped this on their Twitters, all their social medias and everything. And what they did was they brought a bunch of their friends as well into this content house, and they're saying, yep, we're back for good. We got you guys, invest your time into this. We're going to make this a great content house. And guess what happened? As you can see from the uploads of the videos, the channel lasted a total of 2 months, and they randomly disappeared again. No explanation, they were just gone. They came back, I believe, maybe months later. Both of them came back with their own separate videos. Daequan's was the main one, which was actually out in January, so from that gap right there, you can see. Their last video was in October, he disappears until January. And guess what he said in his explanation? I mean, he started with the whole, I love you guys, I miss you guys. Clearly, you don't love or miss your fans enough to make a simple tweet about what's going on. Not until months later, obviously, but basically what he said about what happened in the Thoom house, which is what their content house was called, is that their internet wasn't really working. Like, the wiring wasn't done properly, they weren't able to live stream, their internet wasn't working, and so the house fell apart as a result of it. So during the time of your internet not working, you didn't have phone data, you couldn't go get internet anywhere else on your phone to make one tweet and say, hey guys, we're experiencing some technical issues right now with our internet and stuff. I don't know when I'll be streaming next, but I just want to get all that sorted. You couldn't make one tweet, anything, YouTube community post for all I care. It just seems so disingenuous and disrespectful for these YouTubers to keep getting away with this type of stuff, because it's like they don't even acknowledge that the reason why they're in the position they are today is because of the people who support them, that they can't even give their supporters enough respect to make one goddamn tweet saying this is what's going on. I mean, he even pinned a tweet and said, I'll let my actions from here on out speak louder than my words. That was a year ago. He streamed for a month or two after that and never came back ever again. It's been more than a year now. It's March. This was in 2022. Just like I said, this video was uploaded in January of 2022, meaning he streamed for 2 weeks, and then he left again. And people are getting tired of this type of stuff too. Damn bro, got the bag and dipped again. It's just so, it's insane. I don't know. Obviously, YouTubers don't owe anybody in terms of making content. They can make content or not make content. That's their choice, it's their life. Hopefully you guys don't think that my argument is that they should slave away on the computer. My entire point revolves around the fact that your supporters made you who you are. And if you don't want to make videos anymore or you don't want to stream, you better have the decency to at least tell your audience that so they can cancel their Twitch subscriptions and all their donations and all that. It's just incredibly disingenuous. And again, as I said at the beginning of the video with Hamlinz, and this applies to Daequan as well, these are people who I respect and admire. These are people who have made insanely entertaining content throughout the years. They're not just your regular, oh, I'm just going to play this game. No, they had incredible personalities. Daequan and Hamlinz specifically. That's why everybody was so hyped about this whole Thoom House thing that was going on, because they're two extremely entertaining members of this old group called TSM, Fortnite. But both of them just have the same problem. They just don't respect their audience enough to come back and just make one tweet. If you don't ever want to live stream or make videos ever again, that's fine. Just let everybody know about it. Why is that so difficult? And I don't want to dogpile on those two because this applies to so many different YouTubers as well. Another one being CNanners. CNanners was one of the OG YouTubers. And he just 4 years ago, he disappeared without a trace, no tweet, no video, nothing. Right? So he comes back 2 years later. And it is again, this is coming from a fan of, or a former fan of CNanners. His explanation for why he left was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life. You can go watch the video if you don't believe me. But basically what he was saying is the reason why he wasn't able to make YouTube videos is because he was focused on these types of projects, building, he's got really into architecture and carpentry. He was focusing on building a lot of things with his house and stuff like that. And I was just thinking, dude, you couldn't make one damn tweet saying, yeah, guys, I'm focused on some personal things right now. I know it seems like I keep harping on the tweet thing, but the reason why I keep mentioning Twitter is because it literally takes 20 seconds to make a tweet and just say, yeah, guys, I'm busy, right? Or I can't live stream or I can't make videos for a little bit. I don't know when I'll be back, but thanks for the support. It's just insanely disingenuous. It's so disrespectful. And if you can't respect your audience to the point where you can't even make one goddamn message to let them know where you are, because once again, like I said earlier, one of my points in the video is that people didn't think that CNanners was bored of YouTube or he was gone because he doesn't like the state of YouTube. They thought he was dead. People thought he was dead because he randomly disappeared. It was uncharacteristic. He didn't make one tweet, one YouTube video, nothing. So people are going to think that you got into a car accident or died or got cancer. That's I don't understand how these people don't understand how they're worrying millions of people. But I could go on, but I think I've made my point. YouTubers really need to start appreciating their audiences because their audience is what made them who they are today. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the situation in the comments. Please leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. See ya.